Learning React Native. Up to now, our post screen has been doing everything like API calls, caching with async storage, and also showing UI. This works in the beginning, but as screens grow, they become harder to read and maintain. So today we are going to learn how professional apps stay clean by separating logic from UI using something called custom hook. A custom hook is a, simply a separate file where we put logic so the actual screen stays simple and focused only on user interface. So our plan today is to move all API, caching and pull to refresh logic out of post screen and into a custom hook called use post. So inside the project we create a new folder called hooks. I have already created it, and inside that I will create a new file called use post dot tsx. Okay, now I'll import my use state. Also I'll import use effect. Okay, then I'll import async storage, which I'm going to do it here. Async storage, and I'll do export. A default function I'll give use post would be its name. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll copy the variables which are there in post screen into this one because I'll be taking those here. Yeah, after that I'll also copy another thing called use effect. Yes, and paste it here, as well as the logic where we, yes, I'll bring and set it here, this function. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll have fetch post as well from here itself. I'll just paste that below. Okay, it is a sync. Now okay, indentation is done. I have another function called function on refresh. Set refreshing to fetch post true. Okay, now it needs to return something. So I'll be returning posts, I'll be returning loading, I'll be returning refreshing as well as on refresh. Refresh. So that this will be the return. Okay, now that this hook contains all the logic, our post screen becomes much simpler. Okay, so we'll remove some of the things, like we don't require, we'll add one thing here: import use post. Okay, and we'll be replacing this with a simple constant called we'll remove set, we are not doing it here. Loading comma refreshing comma on refresh. Okay, we'll use post semicolon. And we'll remove this one, we don't require state and effect here, so we are not using that, so we only require react. Now I'll copy this render item, we need this, so okay, and we'll remove use effect, you don't require that. We don't require even our on refresh as well. Okay, I think loading posts, yes, that is enough changes what I've done. So let's look at how clean post screen is now. Instead of having 90 lines, the API logic inside the screen, we just we now just have around 42 lines, as you can see. See, it was 90 lines or around 83, you can say 90. So we have only 42 lines. Removing this, it would be 41 lines. So yeah. See, everything is working fine. As you can see, it's loading and everything is fine. So visually, nothing has changed. Okay, but inside the code, lots of them have changed. So yeah. So we have put. We now just have this one here. So nothing else in navigation or other screens needs to change, but our code base is now more professional because UI stays inside screens and logic moves into custom hooks. This is the point where React Native apps start feeling modular and scalable. If later you want to show posts in another screen or even inside a bottom tab layout, you don't need to rewrite the fetch logic again. You simply reuse the hook by importing use posts. Simple by importing here and this URL, this variable we need. Okay, that's the only thing is required. So, to summarize verbally, day 12 is all about clean architecture. Screen should focus only on display. Logic should live in reusable hooks. This separation makes your app easier to understand, easier to test, and easier to scale as well. In day 13, we'll take another big step toward making our app feel like real production app by building a bottom tab navigation layout so users can switch between home, post, profile, and form using mobile style tab bar. See you tomorrow. Bye.